Hello friends, today's topic is about respiratory acidosis. So what happened in respiratory acidosis, which are the compensatory mechanism in this respiratory acidosis and why this respiratory acidosis is occurring, that we will talk. But before that I would like to talk about respiratory system. So basic function of respiratory system to inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide is mainly responsible for the making of carbonic acid. So whenever we are talking about acid based disorder in relation to the respiratory system, the main component is affected, that is carbonic acid. So that primary thing that you have to keep in mind, respiratory acidosis, then always you have to remember carbonic acid. So RC, R means respiratory, C means carbonic acid. Now in detail of this respiratory acidosis, first of all, acidosis is occurring means pH is less than 7.35. So range of pH, that is 7.35 to 7.45. pH is decreasing means it is acidosis. Particularly in respiratory, what happens, this carbonic acid is affected. So there is an excess number of carbonic acid is generated, and due to excess number of this acid, the pH will be lower down, and that is called a respiratory acidosis. So in clinical practice, it is divided in a three variety: uncompensated, partially compensated, and fully compensated type of respiratory acidosis. Now further in detail, what happens in respiratory acidosis we will look. So primary excess of carbonic acid. So here what happened, due to excess of this carbonic acid, why this carbonic acid is excess? It is due to retention of carbon dioxide. Why there is a retention of carbon dioxide? Simple, you think that if there is a blockage in respiratory tract, so from starting from nose up to the alveoli, if there is any site from starting to alveoli, if there is any blockage, then what happens, this carbon dioxide is not able to expelled out of the body, and that carbon dioxide will retain inside the body, and that will lead to the formation of excessive carbonic acid. So basically, to retaining of this carbon dioxide and making more of carbonic acid, what happens, the ratio of HCO3 minus and H2CO3 will be decreased, because this denominator, that is H2CO3 level, will be increased, so overall ratio will be decreased. So again you have to remember, in acidosis in general, ratio of this bicarbonate to carbonic acid, that will be decreased. Further, in bronchopneumonia and status asthmaticus, this typical type of respiratory acidosis is seen. So in both the condition, bronchopneumonia and status asthmaticus, simple, in asthmaticus there is a contraction of the trachea and alveoli is seen. So there is a bronchopneumonia and status asthmaticus, basically leading to the increased concentration of carbonic acid, and respiratory acidosis will be there. So sometime there is a COPD or chronic obstructive lung disease. What happen in that? That will lead to the continue or long duration, there is a contraction of the respiratory tract, and that will lead to the fall in the pH. But this fall in pH, that will be less, because more compensatory changes are seen, because this condition is running from a long duration, and due to this running for a long duration, there is a acidosis is there, respiratory acidosis will be there, but compensatory changes are seen. But whenever the compensatory changes is there, that will be work, but it is not completely correcting the pH alteration. But particularly this pH alteration, to correct properly or to maintain within a normal range, we have to treat the cause, or whatever the condition why this acidosis is occurring, that we have to treat. So once that treated, then this particular situation will become to the normal thing. But in chronic condition, what happen, the particular treatment is given, but if treatment is taking some time, then what happen, this correction will be there, fall in pH will be less, but there is a compensatory changes are seen in the this chronic condition of the lung disease. Further, this respiratory acidosis is also seen in ascites, also in a peritonitis. Both the condition, what happen in ascites and peritonitis, particularly fluid is accumulated, as well as inflammation is seen over the peritoneal cavity. Asthma, bronchitis, COPD, CNS trauma, so pneumothorax, pneumonia, peritonitis, all these are leading to this respiratory acidosis, because simply blockage of the respiratory system, and that will lead to the accumulation of carbon dioxide and more number of carbonic acid. For the paralysis of respiratory muscle, then also this respiratory system is not able to expel out our carbon dioxide. Sometime overdose of narcotics and sedative, that may also lead to the hypercapnia, due to there is a sedation, and due to sedation that patient is not breathing properly, and due to that accumulation of carbon dioxide, and that can lead to the respiratory acidosis. Further, in this respiratory acidosis, two variety we will talk: acute and chronic condition. So acute condition, what happen, for per 10 mm of Hg, rise of partial pressure of carbon dioxide, so that will be expected 1 millimole per liter increase in bicarbonate is same. So that is called as secondary changes. To compensate this increased level of carbonate, what happen, body will try to compensate with the help of bicarbonate buffer system. So compensatory bicarbonate buffer level will be bicarbonate normal range, that is 22 to 26 millimole per liter, and that will be increased further by 1 millimole per liter per increase of the 10 mm of Hg of the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide normal range, that is 35 to 45 mm of Hg. Now what happen in chronic respiratory acidosis, for 10 mm Hg rise in the partial pressure of carbon dioxide, there is a more number of bicarbonate is seen. So we have already talked what happen in chronic condition, there is a pH fall will be less, but there is a compensatory response will be more, and this more compensatory response that is helping to correct this pH, but there is a not complete correction of the this acid base disorder. So you have to always remember that from these, but both the condition, the secondary changes means increased level of bicarbonate in response to the rise of the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So always the secondary changes, whether it is in a metabolic condition or respiratory, that is always in a same direction of the primary changes. For the respiratory, you have to remember it is related with the carbonic acid. Suppose it is metabolic condition, then it is related with the bicarbonate. So these particular secondary changes in relation to the primary changes in acid base disorder, that is always in the same direction of the primary changes. Ultimate goal to maintain pH around 7.4. Now what happened in this particular respiratory acidosis that we will talk. So simple, it is acidosis. You have to remember respiratory, that is carbonic acid. Now one trick how to simply remember, suppose you forget about this carbonic acid or secondary changes, primary changes, what happened. So how to easily correct or correlate this respiratory acidosis. Simple, you have to remember pH 7.35 to 7.45. Suppose pH is less, that is indicating acidosis. That one thing is clear, that it is acidosis. Now how to correlate? So simple, for the respiratory you have to remember reverse. So there is a change in this pH as compared to pH, the primary changes will be in a reverse direction. So that carbonic acid, that is reverse means it is not decreasing but it is increasing. Decreasing pH but increasing in carbonic acid, that is indicating a respiratory system. So these primary changes, that is in a reverse direction of the pH, and that is indicating reverse means respiratory condition. So here pH is low, so it is acidosis, and it is in a reverse direction of the primary changes as compared to pH, so it is respiratory acidosis. So that simple trick. So for the metabolic you have to remember same direction, and for the respiratory you have to remember reverse direction. So that simple trick will be make it easy how to correlate with which type of acid base disorder. Now the secondary changes, that is always in the same direction of the primary changes. Now primary change, that is carbonic acid is increased, so to compensate that bicarbonate level, that will be also increased. Now in these secondary changes you have to remember one thing is that secondary changes, that is always in the same direction of the primary changes, whether it is metabolic or respiratory. Now further we will correlate how to identify whether it is uncompensated, partially compensated or fully compensated. We have already said that pH is low means it is acidosis. Now you have to look whether it is affecting bicarbonate or partial pressure of carbon dioxide. If carbon dioxide is affected, then it is related with the respiratory condition. Now again that respiratory, what happened, this pH is lowering and PaCO2 that is increasing. So that one trick that is again work. So pH is lowering and these primary changes which is occurring, that is in a opposite direction, means simply it is reverse. And also you can remember by this partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and this one is normal, then it is simply a respiratory acidosis. So one trick and this simple logic or simple understanding that will make to understand this acid base disorder very easily. But here one thing, that HCO3 minus, that is not compensated, it is not yet start to increase, same going in a same direction of the primary changes, then it is a uncompensated type of respiratory acidosis. Now what happen in partially compensated and fully compensation, we will look. So first pH will be remain lower side, but as a secondary changes, this bicarbonate level will be also increased, that is also in a same direction of the primary changes. So bicarbonate, that is as a secondary change, that will be increased, it will go in a same direction of the primary changes. So that is partially compensated. Now fully compensation, what happen, this pH will come to the normal, but still this level of or changes of primary and secondary changes, that will be remain there. So there is a high level of bicarbonate as well as high level of partial pressure of carbon dioxide will be seen. So that is not changing, it is remain towards the higher side, not come down to normal level. So that is called as a fully compensated. Now one more thing, whenever the acidosis, that ratio will always lower down, but when fully compensated, with this ratio will become to the normal, and once this ratio is normal, then only pH will become within a normal range. So that is about how to identify that uncompensated, partial compensated and fully compensated respiratory acidosis. Now again, sometime this picture will be given and you have to identify which type of acid base disorder. Simple, there is one trick. You have to look over the pH. If pH is increasing, means it is alkalosis. pH is decreasing means it is acidosis. Here we are talking about acidosis. So pH is decreasing, that side, that is simply all this side is about the acidosis. Now in this acidosis there are two things, bicarbonate and partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Here carbon dioxide is given. Again, one trick you have to remember, if it is going in a same direction then it is a metabolic, if it is going in a opposite direction then it is a or reverse direction then it is respiratory. So pH is decreasing, so here we are talking about respiratory, means it is reverse direction, we have to increase number of partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So simple, this particular line, that is blue line, that is indicating respiratory acidosis. So from here we can see that this particular line, that is indicating respiratory acidosis. So that from the picture, also from the values, also from the parameters, also simply you can identify this is a particularly respiratory acidosis. Also you have to remember particular causes of the respiratory acidosis, that is frequently asked in the exam.